Have you ever gone to bed with your mind racing, worried about bills, deadlines, or the future? You toss and turn, hoping sleep will come, but what if I told you that those same nights could be the most powerful moments of your life? That while you sleep, you could be tuning into a divine frequency that attracts wealth, abundance, and miracles into your life. Tonight, I'm going to share with you how Florence Scovel Shinn's timeless wisdom can transform your nights and your life into a magnet for prosperity. Imagine this: Jane, a single mother, struggling to pay rent, juggling 2 jobs, exhausted, and feeling like life is constantly closing doors. One night, desperate, she decides to try something different. She listens to a guided wealth frequency inspired by Florence Scovel Shinn while lying in bed. She closes her eyes, breathes deeply, and drifts into sleep. Weeks later, something remarkable happens. A job opportunity opens, perfectly aligned with her talents. Unexpected money comes through. Small miracles begin to appear, one after another. What changed? Not the universe, it was Jane's vibration, her frequency, tuned to abundance while she slept. Think about that. While she rested, the universe worked. While she surrendered, doors opened. While she aligned with abundance, miracles unfolded. Do you know why this works? Florence Scovel Shinn taught us that words, thoughts, and vibrations carry power. Your mind is not just a thought factory, it's a transmitter. And when you sleep, your conscious mind rests, but your subconscious mind listens. Every doubt, every fear, every hope and dream, it's recording it. So why not feed it abundance instead of scarcity? Why not whisper to your subconscious, I am open. I am prosperous. I deserve wealth. While you sleep, your subconscious goes to work. Think of your mind like soil. Scarcity thoughts are like weeds, they grow fast and choke out your dreams. But abundance thoughts? They are seeds of gold. Seeds that bloom into opportunities, financial breakthroughs, and fulfillment. And the beauty is, you can plant these seeds while you sleep. You don't have to toil day and night. You just need to set the intention, tune into the frequency, and let the universe nurture it. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture the life you've always wanted. The freedom to travel. The joy of giving to those you love. The peace of financial security. Can you feel it? That feeling isn't imaginary, it's real, and it's waiting for you. The key is consistency. 3 hours, every night, tuning into divine wealth frequency, letting it seep into your soul. It's not magic, it's alignment. It's faith. It's knowing that the universe has your back when you surrender fear and embrace abundance. So tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself, am I ready to let abundance flow into my life? Play that frequency. Feel it in your heart. Trust it in your soul. And when you wake up tomorrow, notice the subtle shifts. The opportunities. The clarity. The small miracles that whisper, you are worthy. You are abundant. You are enough. Remember, prosperity is not just earned, it's aligned. Wealth is not just money, it's freedom, joy, and peace. And it begins tonight, with 3 hours of divine alignment as you drift into sleep. You are a magnet for miracles. You are a channel for abundance. Sleep, dream, and awaken to a life you deserve. The universe is ready. Are you? In this video you will listen these key takeaways. Your subconscious mind absorbs abundance while you sleep. Tune it with positive affirmations and frequencies. Thoughts and words carry power, they shape your reality. Consistency in listening to wealth frequencies strengthens your vibration toward prosperity. Abundance is more than money, it's freedom, joy, and peace of mind. Visualization and emotional connection to your desires amplify manifestation. Surrendering fear and trusting the universe opens doors to unexpected opportunities and miracles. Have you ever noticed how the mind never truly sleeps? Even when your body lies still, drifting into the soft, dark veil of night, your mind is awake in ways you don't always realize. It whispers, it records, it listens. It catalogs every fear, every hope, every flicker of imagination, storing it deep within the folds of your subconscious. Imagine your mind as a vast ocean at night, the surface calm, the waves barely stirring, but beneath, currents are moving, shaping the landscape of your inner world. The subconscious is that ocean floor, rich with hidden treasures and unseen forces, ready to sculpt your reality while you rest. Consider the story of Michael, a man trapped in a cycle of financial struggle. He worked tirelessly, from dawn to dusk, juggling 2 jobs, yet no matter how hard he tried, the numbers on his paycheck never seemed to grow. One evening, exhausted and frustrated, he stumbled upon a recording, a 3-hour divine wealth frequency, inspired by Florence Scovel Shinn's teachings. Skeptical but desperate, he lay down in his bed, pressing play as the soft, melodic vibrations filled the room. At first, he could barely focus, the day's stress clinging to his thoughts. But gradually, the sounds began to feel like a gentle river washing over him. With each tone, each whispered affirmation, he felt a subtle loosening of tension, a shift that was almost imperceptible. By the time he drifted fully into sleep, his body rested, but his mind, guided by the frequencies, was absorbing every note, every suggestion of abundance, storing it in the fertile soil of his subconscious. What Michael didn't realize was that this was the very mechanism Florence Scovel Shinn spoke of, the idea that while the conscious mind sleeps, the subconscious continues to absorb, to believe, to align. Your conscious mind is like a gardener planting seeds in daylight, carefully placing each one in a row. Your subconscious, however, is the rich earth beneath, quietly nourishing those seeds, allowing roots to stretch deep and branches to reach toward the sun. When you listen to wealth frequencies or whisper affirmations as you drift off, you are planting seeds of possibility in the deepest, most receptive part of your mind. Imagine lying in bed, the room dark except for the soft glow of a night lamp, your breathing steady, your body heavy with sleepiness. As the frequency plays, you repeat in your mind, "I am open to abundance. I deserve prosperity. Wealth flows to me effortlessly." Each repetition is like a small spark dropped into the vast ocean of your subconscious. Even as your eyelids grow heavier, even as you sink into the depths of sleep, those sparks ignite currents beneath the surface, currents that begin to shape your reality in ways that awake effort alone could never achieve. Think about a river carving through rock over centuries, relentless yet gentle, shaping valleys and canyons. That is the power of your subconscious. It doesn't force change with brute strength, it transforms slowly, subtly, persistently. When you allow positive vibrations to enter while you sleep, you are sending gentle currents through your inner river, guiding it toward abundance. Fear, doubt, and scarcity are like boulders in the river, blocking the flow. But repeated affirmations, aligned intentions, and consistent exposure to wealth frequencies slowly erode those obstacles. Over time, what was once blocked becomes a clear, flowing path toward opportunity. Take Sarah, for instance, a freelance artist who struggled with self-worth. She loved her craft but constantly doubted that anyone would pay for it. Nights were the worst, lonely, anxious, full of what ifs. Then she discovered the practice of listening to a divine abundance frequency as she fell asleep. At first, it was uncomfortable. Her mind resisted, accustomed to worry and self-criticism. Yet each night, she persisted. She didn't force herself to visualize extravagant wealth, she simply let the sounds and affirmations seep into her mind, as if planting seeds quietly while she rested. Within weeks, subtle shifts began. Clients started reaching out, opportunities appeared that seemed almost magical, and her confidence grew without conscious effort. The subconscious had absorbed the vibration of possibility while her conscious mind rested. You see, the subconscious doesn't judge. It doesn't argue with logic or disbelief. It simply records. It simply aligns. And this is why what you feed it matters so profoundly. If you go to bed repeating worries about debt, scarcity, or failure, your subconscious takes those messages as instructions. But if you consciously feed it wealth, abundance, gratitude, and hope, it becomes a fertile ground where opportunities and ideas can sprout organically. It is like a mirror reflecting not just what is, but what you allow it to become. Consider the analogy of a radio. During the day, you might be tuning into static, noise, the chatter of obligations and stress. But at night, when you intentionally tune into a frequency of abundance, your subconscious becomes a receiver, picking up signals from the universe that align with your highest good. It is in these quiet hours, when the conscious mind sleeps, that the subconscious sorts, filters, and integrates these signals, converting them into insights, inspiration, and the magnetic pull that attracts wealth and opportunity. And it is not just about money. Subconscious alignment while sleeping also cultivates confidence, creativity, and courage, the intangible ingredients that make prosperity possible. Consider Tom, an entrepreneur, who struggled to innovate. His awake hours were consumed with problem-solving and stress, yet he felt stuck. Only when he started listening to divine wealth frequencies at night did he notice a shift. Ideas came to him upon waking, solutions he hadn't consciously considered. The frequency had tuned his subconscious to possibilities beyond his conscious reach, and those possibilities began manifesting in his life. Even in the smallest gestures, this works. You might wake up and feel a subtle confidence before a meeting, or a sense of clarity when choosing a financial decision. These are whispers from your subconscious, echoes of the seeds planted while you slept, guiding you gently toward your goals. Over time, these small nudges compound, creating a life where abundance is not just a dream but a lived reality. So, when you lie in bed tonight, exhausted from the day, instead of scrolling your phone or replaying worries, imagine lying in a field of golden light, each note of divine wealth frequency a beam of possibility, each affirmation a seed dropped into rich, fertile soil. Let your subconscious drink in the vibrations. Let it absorb the belief that wealth, joy, and abundance are not just possible, but inevitable for you. Let it work quietly, persistently, tirelessly, while you rest. And as you sleep, know that the currents beneath the surface are moving, shaping, creating, preparing the way for the miracles that tomorrow and the days after will reveal. Have you ever stopped to realize just how much power your words carry? Not just the ones you speak out loud, but the ones you whisper to yourself, the quiet thoughts you let linger in the corners of your mind. Imagine walking through a forest. Every word you think is like dropping a stone into a pond. Some stones are small and barely ripple the surface. Others are heavy, crashing in with a force that sends waves far beyond what you can see. That's the power of your mind, the ripple effect of your thoughts. Each one shapes your reality, attracts circumstances, and even influences the people around you. Take Lisa, for instance, a young woman working tirelessly at a small startup. Every day, she muttered to herself, "I'll never be recognized. I'm just not good enough. Opportunities pass me by." These words, repeated over and over, became the soundtrack of her life. She noticed that even when chances appeared, she hesitated, thinking, "This isn't for me. I can't do it." It was as if her subconscious had built an invisible barrier, echoing the words she had spoken and thought so often that they became a truth she could feel in her bones. Now, consider what happened when she changed just one thing, the words she allowed herself to speak. Instead of doubting, she began to affirm, "I am capable. I am ready. Opportunities find me effortlessly." At first, it felt awkward, almost like lying to herself. But slowly, almost imperceptibly, the walls began to shift. She noticed herself taking initiative, speaking confidently in meetings, and even reaching out to mentors she had previously thought were unreachable. Within months, her life transformed not because the world suddenly became easier, but because her mind, shaped by the vibrations of her words, had aligned with possibilities that were always within reach. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that words are not just expressions, they are seeds. They carry energy, vibration, and intention. Every word you speak plants a seed either of fear or of faith, scarcity or abundance, limitation or liberation. Think about it. When you constantly repeat, "I can't, I'm not enough, things never work out for me," you are watering the weeds in your mind. They grow fast. They strangle hope. But when you speak of possibility, abundance, and gratitude, you plant seeds that take root deep in your subconscious, sprouting into opportunities, creative ideas, and relationships that reflect the vibration of your words. Imagine Mark, an aspiring musician, sitting alone in his small apartment, frustrated that no one was noticing his talent. Every day he muttered, "I'll never make it. No one cares about my music." His friends encouraged him, but he believed his own words more than theirs. Then one night, inspired by Florence Scovel Shinn's principles, he tried something different. He began speaking aloud as he practiced, "I am a magnet for success. My music touches hearts. Opportunities flow to me effortlessly." At first, it felt strange, almost silly. But something shifted. Within weeks, he received an invitation to perform at a local event, then a collaboration offer, and eventually, his music found a small but devoted audience. The change wasn't in luck, it was in the energy of his words. The universe had responded to the vibration he was broadcasting. Words are powerful because they affect not only how others perceive us but how we perceive ourselves. If you wake up every morning and tell yourself, "I'm too tired, I can't, I'm not ready," you are training your mind to notice failure, to seek limitations, to unconsciously reject opportunities. But if you consciously choose words that reflect faith, abundance, and readiness, you begin to notice possibilities, even in situations where there seemed to be none. It's not magic. It's alignment. Your subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between spoken words and vivid internal dialogue, it records both as commands to follow, as instructions to manifest. Consider a river flowing through a valley. Every word you think or speak is like a stone placed in the riverbed. If the stones are heavy with doubt and fear, the river is blocked, creating turbulence, eddies, and stagnation. But if the stones are gentle, aligned with positivity, faith, and abundance, the water flows freely, carving a smooth, powerful path forward. Your words determine whether the current of your life flows with ease or struggles against unseen obstacles. There is also a feedback loop at work. Positive words attract positive results, which in turn reinforce the belief in your own power. The more you speak and think in alignment with abundance, the more your experiences match those words, and the more confident you become in using words intentionally. Take Maria, a teacher who always dreamed of opening her own art studio. At first, she doubted herself, constantly muttering, "I could never manage a business. People won't come." One evening, inspired by divine frequency practices, she shifted her internal dialogue. "I am capable of leading a thriving studio. People are drawn to my vision. Success flows to me naturally." She repeated these words every night before bed, letting them resonate deeply in her subconscious. Slowly, opportunities aligned, funding sources appeared, students signed up, and within months, she was living her dream. The shift came not from luck, but from the alignment between her words, her beliefs, and the energy she was broadcasting into the universe. The truth is, your words are not empty sounds. They are vibrations that ripple outward, affecting your own mind, the people around you, and the universe itself. They are instruments of creation. They are instructions for your subconscious to follow. When you speak words of abundance, confidence, and hope, your mind begins to notice paths, solutions, and doors that previously seemed invisible. When you speak words of fear, limitation, and doubt, you reinforce obstacles, blind spots, and missed chances. And this is why Florence Scovel Shinn emphasized conscious speech so profoundly. She reminded us that our words are powerful tools for shaping our destiny. Every sentence you speak, every thought you nurture, is like a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. Are you painting a picture of scarcity, struggle, and struggle? Or are you painting a landscape of possibility, abundance, and joy? It is within your choice, every single day, in every single thought and word, to direct the flow of your life toward the reality you desire. So tonight, as you prepare to rest, ask yourself, what words have you been feeding your subconscious? What vibrations are you sending into the universe? And what would happen if, just for tonight, you spoke words of abundance, whispered words of gratitude, and allowed your mind to absorb the rhythm of possibility? Imagine waking up tomorrow with the universe responding to those words, aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities to the frequency you broadcast. Every thought, every word, every sentence matters. They are not just reflections, they are the blueprint for your reality. Have you ever noticed how the smallest consistent actions can create the biggest changes over time? It's like the slow, steady drip of water carving through rock, not overnight, not in a single, dramatic flood, but drop by drop, day after day, until the impossible becomes inevitable. That is the power of consistency, and when it comes to aligning with abundance through divine wealth frequencies, it is the secret that most people overlook. You see, tuning into abundance isn't about a single moment of inspiration. It isn't about one night of listening or one burst of motivation. It is about showing up, faithfully, night after night, letting the vibrations seep into the deepest layers of your subconscious until your mind, your energy, and your reality are all moving in the same direction. Take Alex, a young entrepreneur struggling to grow his online business. He had tried everything: books, seminars, affirmations, but nothing seemed to stick. One night, feeling defeated, he decided to try listening to a 3-hour divine wealth frequency before bed. At first, it felt like a small, almost meaningless action. He listened once and went to sleep, skeptical of whether anything could really change. The next day, he noticed nothing remarkable. But instead of giving up, he committed to it for a full week. Night after night, he let the frequency play, allowing the affirmations and vibrations to resonate with him as he drifted to sleep. Then something began to shift. He started noticing new opportunities. A client who had seemed uninterested suddenly became enthusiastic, a networking connection unexpectedly offered help, a creative idea that had eluded him for months suddenly came into focus. Each small, consistent night of alignment compounded, and slowly, imperceptibly, his life began to change. Consistency works because your subconscious mind needs repetition. It doesn't learn from a single exposure, it learns from patterns. Imagine trying to teach a child to ride a bicycle by showing them only once. They would fall, stumble, and likely give up. But if you guide them patiently, day after day, their body, their balance, their instincts adapt, and soon, riding becomes second nature. The same principle applies to tuning into abundance. One night of listening to a wealth frequency may plant a seed, but it is the repeated exposure, the nightly immersion into prosperity, that allows the subconscious to fully integrate the vibration of abundance into your being. Consider Emma, a teacher with a dream of publishing her poetry. She had talent, yes, but self-doubt had held her back for years. One evening, a friend recommended a guided wealth frequency inspired by Florence Scovel Shinn. She hesitated, thinking, will this really work? But she decided to try it for one night. She drifted to sleep, listening to the gentle tones and affirmations. The next morning, she felt lighter, more hopeful, but nothing dramatic happened. Instead of abandoning it, she committed to listening every night for a month. By the third week, she noticed a profound difference. Not only was she more creative during the day, but she also began receiving messages from publishers, invitations to readings, and recognition from peers who had never noticed her work before. Her subconscious had been rewired, gradually, consistently, to align with the reality she desired. Consistency also builds trust in yourself and trust in the universe. Many people give up too soon because they are conditioned to seek immediate results. But the universe rarely works in a flash. It works in harmony with the rhythms you establish. Every night that you commit to listening, every night you immerse yourself in vibrations of abundance, you are sending a signal: I am ready. I am aligned. I believe in this process. And the universe responds to that alignment, presenting opportunities, people, and circumstances that match your energy. Think of your mind like a musical instrument. The first time you touch the strings, the notes may be clumsy, uncertain. But with daily practice, with consistent tuning, the instrument begins to resonate beautifully. The notes come naturally, perfectly aligned with the musician's intention. Your subconscious mind works the same way. The first night you listen to a wealth frequency may feel awkward or unfamiliar, but as you return night after night, your inner world begins to harmonize with the energy of abundance. The vibrations become familiar, the affirmations become truths, and soon, manifestation is not just a possibility, it becomes a natural extension of your daily experience. Consistency doesn't mean rigidity or monotony, it means commitment to a practice that aligns you with your highest good. It is the willingness to trust the process, even when the results are subtle or invisible at first. Think of it like planting a tree. You water it, nurture it, protect it from harsh winds, and some days, it feels as if nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, the roots are spreading, the trunk is strengthening, and when the time comes, the tree grows tall, strong, and fruitful. That is exactly what nightly alignment with divine wealth frequencies does for your subconscious. It strengthens, nourishes, and expands your internal landscape until abundance naturally flows into your life. Consistency also transforms skepticism into belief. The more you show up, The more you witness subtle shifts, a new opportunity appearing, a sudden idea, a feeling of confidence that wasn't there before. Each experience reinforces your faith in the process, and that faith itself becomes a powerful force, amplifying your alignment with abundance. Florence Scovel Shinn often reminded us that repetition, intention, and alignment are the pillars of manifestation. You cannot rely on one isolated moment of inspiration. True change, true prosperity, emerges when your inner world consistently vibrates with the energy of what you desire. Picture yourself tonight, lying down, listening to the divine frequency as you prepare for sleep. Imagine doing this every night, week after week, month after month. At first, it may feel small, almost inconsequential. But the cumulative effect is tremendous. Like steady raindrops carving a canyon or a violinist refining her craft note by note, your consistent practice tunes your mind, your energy, and your life to the frequency of abundance. Each night compounds on the previous, creating an invisible, unstoppable momentum that manifests in ways both seen and unseen. Consistency, in this context, is not about forcing results. It's about aligning your vibration with abundance, night after night, trusting that the work you do while you sleep, listening, absorbing, believing, is reshaping your reality in profound ways. The universe rewards persistence, not impatience. It responds to alignment, not desperate effort. By showing up consistently, you are not only programming your subconscious but also cultivating patience, faith, and resilience, the invisible forces that sustain wealth, joy, and fulfillment in every aspect of your life. And so, every night, as you prepare for sleep, you are faced with a choice. You can scroll through distractions, worry about the day, or repeat old doubts. Or you can choose to immerse yourself in a frequency of abundance, to feed your subconscious mind, and to show up consistently for your own prosperity. Night after night, you tune the channels of your mind, aligning thoughts, energy, and intention with the life you desire. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to measure success in numbers? A bigger paycheck, a fancier car, a larger house. Society tells us that wealth is counted in digits, balances, and assets. But abundance, real abundance, is far richer than that. It cannot be quantified in a bank account, and it cannot be contained in material possessions. True abundance is the freedom to live on your terms, the joy that fills your heart even in ordinary moments, the peace that comes from knowing you are exactly where you are meant to be. It is the deep, quiet satisfaction of knowing that life is enough and yet brimming with possibility. Take Olivia, for example. She was a high-powered corporate executive, living in a luxurious apartment, driving the latest car, and traveling to exotic destinations. On paper, she had everything. But on the inside, she was restless, anxious, and exhausted. She had built her life chasing numbers, promotions, and recognition, thinking that each achievement would bring happiness. Yet every new milestone felt hollow, every new bonus temporary. One evening, a friend suggested she try listening to a divine wealth frequency while falling asleep. She was skeptical. How could audio vibrations and affirmations replace a six-figure salary or a corner office? But she decided to try it anyway, more as a curiosity than a solution. As Olivia drifted off to sleep that night, the words and tones washed over her, gentle and steady. She focused not on money or possessions, but on feelings, freedom, joy, gratitude, peace. She imagined waking up without stress, moving through her day with ease, sharing time with loved ones, feeling fulfilled simply for being alive. Over time, something remarkable happened. She began to make choices that aligned with these feelings, even if they didn't always make financial sense. She started prioritizing her health, her relationships, and her passions. Opportunities arose that matched this inner alignment, projects that allowed her creative freedom, roles that respected her time, clients who appreciated her authentic contribution. She discovered that the universe responds not just to your desire for money, but to your desire for a life of joy and peace. Abundance, in its truest form, is holistic. It is not merely having more, it is being more. Imagine a garden. Money, success, and status are like the flowers that bloom visibly for everyone to see. But beneath the soil lies the root system: freedom, joy, peace, and love. Without strong roots, the flowers may be bright, but they are fragile. They wither easily under stress, setbacks, or disappointment. When you nourish your inner life, when you cultivate gratitude, alignment, and inner freedom, the blooms of your external life become stronger, more resilient, and more beautiful. Consider Daniel, a father of two working a demanding job, barely making ends meet. He constantly worried about bills, the future, and whether he could give his children a comfortable life. One night, after listening to a divine wealth frequency, he had a realization. What if abundance was not about earning more, but about being present, creative, and grateful with what he already had? He began intentionally noticing moments of joy, the laughter of his children, the warmth of a sunny afternoon, the satisfaction of completing his work with integrity. Slowly, his perspective shifted. Doors opened in unexpected ways. A flexible side project brought additional income, a neighbor offered a skill swap that saved him money, and he discovered a community of people who inspired him to pursue passions beyond survival. By tuning into the deeper frequency of abundance, joy, freedom, and peace, he attracted wealth that was aligned with his highest good. This is why Florence Scovel Shinn emphasized that wealth is not just material, it is vibrational. Your inner state resonates out into the world, attracting experiences that mirror what you feel. If you are anxious, stressed, or dissatisfied, the universe responds in kind. If you are grateful, peaceful, and joyful, abundance appears not just in money, but in opportunities, relationships, and experiences. Wealth becomes a reflection of your inner harmony, a natural extension of the frequency you maintain while awake and even while asleep. Think of abundance as a melody. Money is one note, yes, but the symphony includes freedom, joy, love, and peace. You cannot play a full, rich song if you focus on a single note. The universe responds to the melody, to the combination of vibrations, not just the individual sounds. By listening to wealth frequencies and aligning your mind with the full spectrum of abundance, you are composing a song that draws experiences naturally into your life, experiences that are fulfilling in every sense. Even small shifts in focus can create profound changes. Imagine starting tonight by closing your eyes and thinking, I am free. I am joyful. I am at peace. I am abundant in every way. Let these words resonate as you drift into sleep. Your subconscious absorbs not just the desire for money, but the deeper desire for a fulfilling life. Opportunities will come that support these intentions, not necessarily the ones you expect. A job might appear that allows more freedom than a higher salary ever could. A connection might open doors to creative fulfillment rather than prestige. Gifts of love, friendship, and inner calm will come as naturally as financial breakthroughs. Abundance is a vibration. Money is only one manifestation. Freedom, joy, and peace are the true markers. When you align your subconscious with these deeper desires, you allow the universe to orchestrate your life in ways that are not only prosperous but fulfilling. True abundance doesn't drain you, stress you, or force you to chase endlessly. It flows to you effortlessly, like a river finding its natural course, because your mind, your heart, and your soul are aligned with the frequency of life in its richest, most joyful form. Have you ever noticed how your mind reacts to a story, a memory, or even a vivid daydream? Close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself walking into a room full of light, laughter, and people who value you. You feel it, the warmth in your chest, the ease in your steps, the smile that seems to rise naturally. That feeling is powerful. That is the emotional current that drives reality. Visualization is not just imagining something in your mind, it is feeling it, living it in your imagination, letting every nerve, every cell, and every emotion resonate with the life you want to create. When combined with the practice of listening to a divine wealth frequency, it becomes an unstoppable force. Take Anna, for example, a graphic designer with big dreams but paralyzed by doubt. She had ideas for projects that could change her career trajectory, yet fear kept her from pursuing them. One night, after hearing about Florence Scovel Shinn's principles, she decided to experiment. Before drifting into sleep, she closed her eyes, pictured her ideal client, imagined receiving emails of praise and opportunity, and felt gratitude as if it were already real. She allowed herself to live in that emotional space, sensing the thrill, the security, the joy. Then she played the wealth frequency in the background, letting its vibrations intertwine with her visualization. That night, She slept deeply, feeling calm and aligned. The next morning, she woke with a clarity she had never experienced before. Within weeks, she noticed small synchronicities. An old contact emailed about a project, a friend referred a client who was perfect for her style, and even small financial windfalls appeared unexpectedly. The seed planted in her mind, watered with feeling and frequency, had begun to grow. This is the secret. The subconscious responds not to images alone, but to emotion. If you merely imagine a bank balance rising or a new home appearing, it is a picture. But if you feel the gratitude, the excitement, the pride, the freedom, the joy of that reality, your subconscious cannot distinguish it from something real. It registers it as truth, and begins to align your actions, choices, and even perception to make it manifest. This is why Florence Scovel Shinn emphasized the power of feeling, faith, and vibration. It is not enough to see it, you must live it in your inner world, letting every heartbeat sync with your vision. Imagine Jacob, an aspiring musician, dreaming of performing on stage. He would close his eyes each night, hear the roar of the crowd, feel the vibration of the floor beneath his feet, smell the energy in the venue, and sense the exhilaration of every note landing perfectly. Each night, as he drifted into sleep with this emotional visualization and a soft wealth frequency in the background, his subconscious began to prime him for opportunities. Within months, he received an invitation to perform at a local venue, then a collaboration offer with other musicians, and eventually, a chance to record his music professionally. It was not coincidence, it was alignment between his emotion-filled visualization and the subconscious tuning activated during sleep. Visualization works best when combined with clarity. You must be specific in your inner picture. What does abundance look like to you? What does it feel like? Who are you sharing it with? What sensations arise in your body when you experience it fully? The more precise and emotionally charged your visualization, the stronger the signal sent to your subconscious. And the subconscious is the fertile ground where manifestation takes root. Without feeling, your visions are like seeds dropped on barren soil, they may never sprout. With feeling, they grow naturally, effortlessly, and beautifully. Consider Emma, a teacher dreaming of writing her first book. She did more than imagine her name on the cover. Each night, she pictured herself signing a copy for a student, felt the pride and joy of sharing her work, and imagined the excitement in the reader's eyes. She listened to the wealth frequency as she slept, letting the vibrations sink into her subconscious. Weeks later, ideas flowed effortlessly, her writing sessions felt inspired, and opportunities to publish began appearing almost magically. The combination of emotional visualization and frequency created a fertile environment for her dream to manifest. This practice also bridges the conscious and subconscious minds. The conscious mind visualizes, imagines, and sets intention. The subconscious absorbs, believes, and aligns reality. The more you feel it in your heart while visualizing, the more your subconscious acts as an invisible partner, guiding circumstances, attracting people, and opening doors you couldn't have planned consciously. In a sense, your subconscious becomes the co-creator of your dreams, and your emotions are the fuel that powers its work. Even small moments of visualization can have powerful effects. Picture yourself lying in bed tonight, imagining the life you desire. Feel the emotions as if it's already real. Hear the sound of abundance flowing in. Smell the freshness of opportunity. Sense the security, the joy, the freedom, the peace that comes with it. Let the wealth frequency play softly in the background, saturating your subconscious with vibration. Over time, this practice rewires your internal world, aligns your external reality, and makes manifestation not just a wish, but an inevitable outcome. It is not about forcing results or controlling every detail. Visualization is about resonance, emotion, and alignment. You do not need to know the how of the universe's response. Your job is to feel it, to believe it, to live it internally with as much clarity and intensity as possible. The universe then orchestrates the how, bringing experiences, opportunities, and people into your life that match the vibration you are broadcasting. And the beauty of this process is that it can be done effortlessly while you sleep. Your body rests, your conscious mind slows, and your subconscious, the engine of manifestation, is wide open. When visualization and emotional feeling are paired with the vibrational guidance of divine wealth frequencies, the results compound nightly, setting the stage for miracles to appear in your waking life. Have you ever noticed how much of life is spent holding on, clinging to control, worrying about outcomes, fearing what might happen if things don't go the way you want? We are trained to believe that the only path to security and success is through relentless effort, constant planning, and exhausting vigilance. But what if the very thing we fear, the unknown, the unpredictable, the uncertainty, is actually the doorway to the life we are meant to live? What if surrendering, letting go, and trusting the universe is not weakness, but the ultimate act of courage? Take Rachel, for example, a young woman dreaming of starting her own business. She had brilliant ideas, skill, and passion, but fear gripped her every step. What if she failed? What if people rejected her? What if she couldn't pay her bills? She stayed in her corporate job longer than she wanted, clinging to the illusion of security, while her dreams collected dust. One night, after listening to Florence Scovel Shinn's guidance on abundance and divine frequency, she decided to try something radical. She surrendered her fear. She lay in bed, listening to a 3-hour divine wealth frequency, and whispered to herself, "I trust that the universe has my back. I release control and welcome abundance." She didn't try to force outcomes or plan every detail. She simply allowed herself to rest in trust. Over the following weeks, subtle changes began to unfold. Rachel noticed opportunities appearing almost effortlessly. A mentor she had long admired reached out with guidance. A small investor expressed interest without her having to chase leads. Even her personal life began aligning with her goals. People who shared her values and energy gravitated toward her. Nothing about the process was forced, it was the natural result of releasing fear and aligning her energy with possibility. By surrendering control, she opened doors she couldn't have opened by sheer effort alone. Surrender is not about laziness or inaction. It is about recognizing that there is a greater flow at work, one that often sees possibilities that your conscious mind cannot. Imagine a river rushing through a valley. You could try to control the current, building barriers, pushing water, or attempting to redirect it by force. The result would be chaos. But if you step into the river, allow it to carry you, and trust in its flow, you reach the destination naturally, effortlessly, and often faster than you imagined. That is how surrender works in the universe. It is trust in the current, the flow, the unseen orchestration that brings opportunities and miracles into alignment with your desires. Consider David, a musician who had spent years stressing over every performance, every opportunity, every critique. He obsessed over outcomes, trying to control every note, every audience reaction, every financial success. His fear of failure kept him from enjoying the very music he loved. One night, he lay down with a divine wealth frequency playing softly in the background. He told himself, "I release the need to control. I trust that abundance flows to me in perfect timing." The next day, he received an unexpected invitation to perform at a venue he had admired for years. The doors that had seemed closed for so long suddenly opened. By letting go of fear, he allowed the universe to deliver results that effort alone had never achieved. Fear is a heavy weight that clouds your vision and distorts your perception of possibility. It shrinks your energy, limits your creativity, and blinds you to opportunities that are right in front of you. Surrendering fear is like stepping into sunlight after years of darkness. It illuminates pathways, frees your mind, and allows abundance to flow naturally. Listening to divine wealth frequencies while you sleep amplifies this process, because your subconscious absorbs the vibration of trust, calm, and faith. It begins to operate from a place of openness rather than scarcity, drawing experiences, people, and resources toward you effortlessly. Imagine Sarah, a teacher who dreamed of publishing her poetry. She had struggled with rejection letters and doubts about her talent. Each rejection fed fear, fear that she wasn't good enough, fear that her dreams would never manifest. One night, she tried something different. She surrendered the fear. She played a 3-hour wealth frequency as she fell asleep, letting the vibrations reassure her subconscious, "You are supported. Your dreams are valid. Opportunities come to you in perfect timing." As she slept, her subconscious absorbed these affirmations, embedding trust deep within her mind. Weeks later, an unexpected publisher reached out, offering to review her manuscript. Her fear had melted, replaced by faith, and the universe responded in kind. Surrendering fear also allows space for inspiration and intuition to enter. When your mind is cluttered with anxiety and what ifs, you cannot see the paths the universe lays before you. But when you release control, the subconscious can connect dots that your conscious mind could never calculate. Opportunities appear where you least expect them. People step into your life who accelerate your growth. Resources arrive in ways that feel almost miraculous. That is the power of trust, the willingness to let go of fear and align with the unseen forces orchestrating your highest good. Even in everyday life, surrender can transform your experience. Imagine lying down tonight. Instead of worrying about tomorrow, instead of replaying mistakes or anxieties, you play a divine wealth frequency and tell yourself, I release fear. I trust the flow of life. Abundance is coming to me in perfect timing. As you drift into sleep, your subconscious receives this vibration and begins orchestrating your reality from a place of calm, trust, and alignment. By morning, you may notice opportunities, insights, or even subtle shifts in energy that confirm you are moving in the right direction. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that faith and trust are not passive, they are active alignments with the universe's wisdom. By surrendering fear, you open your heart to possibilities beyond calculation. You stop forcing, controlling, and striving against the current, and instead allow abundance, joy, and opportunity to find you. Listening to divine wealth frequencies while sleeping amplifies this surrender, embedding trust into your subconscious, and creating a fertile ground for miracles to take root. Surrender is courage in disguise. It is not giving up, it is giving over. It is releasing the tight grip of fear and allowing life to flow toward you naturally, with grace, ease, and synchronicity. It is understanding that the universe is not punishing or indifferent, it is orchestrating, guiding, and aligning circumstances to meet the vibration of your inner world. Every night you surrender fear, every night you trust and align with abundance, you are planting seeds that will blossom into opportunities, wealth, joy, and fulfillment. And so, tonight, as you prepare for sleep, imagine releasing every ounce of fear, letting it slip through your fingers like sand. Play the divine wealth frequency softly in the background, feel trust filling your heart, and whisper to your subconscious, I surrender. I trust. Abundance flows to me. Drift into sleep knowing that the universe, in its infinite wisdom, is at work, guiding, protecting, and bringing you the life you are ready to receive. And now, as you sit here, as you listen, I want you to feel this truth deep in your bones. Abundance is not somewhere in the future. Abundance is not a dream you have to chase. Abundance is here. Abundance is now. Abundance is within you. Every night you sleep, every word you speak, every thought you nurture is shaping the life you will wake up to. Every night you sleep, every word you speak, every thought you nurture is shaping the life you will wake up to. Every night you sleep, every word you speak, every thought you nurture is shaping the life you will wake up to. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. The frequency of abundance is calling you tonight. The frequency of abundance is calling you tonight. The frequency of abundance is calling you tonight. Open your heart. Release your fear. Align your mind. Believe in the unseen. Trust the process. Act with faith. Act with courage. Act with hope. Because the moment you align your mind with abundance, the moment you allow your subconscious to receive it, the moment you surrender your fear and trust the universe, your life begins to change. Not tomorrow. Not someday. But now. Right now. So tonight, when you close your eyes, do not just drift into sleep. Step into your power. Step into your frequency. Step into the life you were always meant to live. Let every vibration, every affirmation, every heartbeat whisper to your soul, I am worthy. I am abundant. I am unstoppable. Remember this, the universe does not wait. The universe does not hesitate. The universe responds to those who act, to those who believe, to those who listen. And you, right here, right now, have the power to open the floodgates of wealth, joy, freedom, and peace. So I leave you with this, sleep with intention. Live with purpose. And watch the impossible become your reality.